Hey everyone, how are ya? That's good. Smitty here, 9:09 at night. Did you know that zeros don't matter in gematria and numerology? So 99, Wayne Gretzky's number. Okay, I was going to make a video on my bulk. I just wanted to talk a little bit about putting on weight, my experience the last couple of weeks. I won't touch on my bulks and stuff in the past, really. I'm just going to say what I'm going through now, the foods that I'm eating. I've put on, my scales are broken, but I saw 86 at night. So 85, I'd be 85 in the mornings. I feel a bit different tonight. I'm hitting some, I'm up 3 kilos. So it's not a lot, but percentage-wise, as someone that weighs normally 82, considered 81 pretty comfortably, but 82 is very comfy for me. Someone that gets up to seeing 86 at night, 85 in the morning, 3 kilos, that's near, well, 5% would be 4 kilos. So I've added a decent amount of weight in a few weeks, and I'm noticing the effects physically. What else would there be? Mentally and spiritually. I'm noticing the effects. All right, it's dinner time. I'm going to eat. I'm not going to eat while I talk, am I? I'm having 3 beef patties from the butcher in Chelsea. Normally I'd have it with a full packet of rice. I just don't feel like that right now. But if I chat for 10 minutes, I might just go and have this with some rice. I've had 2 hot cross buns before dinner. I'll have 2 after dinner with some Nutri-Grain and obviously milk. And I had 2 hot cross buns during the day. So today is day 1 of 6 hot cross buns a day. I've been on 4 a day for about a month. I haven't missed a day since I started, maybe 3 or 4 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. I haven't missed a day where I have not had 4 hot cross buns because my goals are to put on weight. They are helping me put on weight. The reason I want to put on weight is because I get stronger. Most people will get stronger when you put on weight. I'm not sure if you're not in a pretty healthy position, if you're not lean-ish, I'm not sure how much of an effect bulking will have. I think it would have diminishing returns the bigger you get. I almost feel like taking that back. Everything I say, I can just think of arguments against. All right, if you're pulling a truck like World's Strongest Man style, then some events, the more you weigh, no matter if it's fat or muscle, will help just through weighing heavier. So I'm just talking about for the events in my competition at my body weight and normal people that weigh maybe 100 kilos, 120, something like that. I just think if you already weigh 150 and you go on a bulk, just depends if you, I don't know, if you don't have muscle mass already, you're not in a healthy spot, I wouldn't advise people bulk. But that's me, and people still do it, and you'll still get stronger. So just ignore everything I just said, basically. Anyway, I'm up a few kilos. I have been sticking to the same plan that I normally would to eat what I consider to be eating well. So it's eggs for breakfast, chicken for lunch, red meat for dinner, and then I snack as I please. That is my philosophy for being as strong as possible. Staying lean. I like staying lean because I just feel good. I feel healthy. I like the way it looks, but I like the way clothes fit. I like the way I sleep. I like the amount of times I go to the toilet. I just like that lifestyle, and it's super easy because if I miss a meal, I don't care. If I eat a whole pizza or a whole block of chocolate, I don't care. That fits in with my framework, and I feel good. And through putting on this little bit of weight, it's just reinforced it even more so. I don't like this feeling at all. I don't like the 4 hot cross buns a day is cool. I like it while I'm eating them. Shitting my pants 3 times a day, far less cool, not enjoyable. When I'm eating well, I'll normally go to the toilet once a day. And when I say go to the toilet, I mean shitting. I mean pooping. So normally for me, it's once a day and sometimes not every day. And when I told someone that recently that, it's been a day and a half or close to 2 days without going to the toilet. And they said, that's not healthy. And I said, how is not shitting not healthy? Like, shitting is just you getting rid of waste. The more you shit, the more waste you have. I guess the faster your body's getting rid of it. So there's a difference between not shitting and constipation. So when I'm eating well and I go to the toilet every day, I'll stop saying shitting. When I go to the toilet every day, it just feels fine. They're good movements and it doesn't stink and it's not an unpleasurable experience or anything like that. And if I miss a day, it just happens. I don't feel like anything's there and stuck or constipated or anything like that. Automatically through being on this bulk and putting on weight, it is 2 to 3 times a day. And Stinks. I've been gassy. I've been burping. Burpy? I've been gassy. I've just been gassy and I stink. If you don't know this, I didn't know this, so I'm not talking down to anyone. I never would. It is not normal to stink. If you're a guy and you fart lots and stink, it's actually not normal. I actually thought it was normal. I've always been a gassy person. I've always thought farts are funny. And I would stink, and all my friends would stink, and that's just what you do. And the last couple of years, I've learned that is not true, and it's not normal, and it's a sign that something's not right. Why would something stink? Like if something smells in your room, you wouldn't be like, that's normal. If something smells, if your underarms smell, you do something about it. But that's a bad example. Smelling is a sign that something is up. If you get BO, like if you sweat and then don't shower and go to bed and you stink the next day, that's because you didn't shower and get rid of your sweat. But if you just smell during the day, like straight away, or you fart and you smell, there's something fucking rotten in you. There's something, your body is saying, hey, something's up. That's why this is an unpleasant odor. It's saying something's up. So if you're gassy, that's not normal. I used to think it was normal to fart 20 to 30 times a day. I don't know what the number is for how normal it is, but the last couple of years, I honestly did not get gassy eating the way that I like to eat and the way I found that works for me. Not gassy, not smelly. So I know it's possible. I know it feels good, which means you can do it too. Anyone can do it. You don't have to do it. I'm choosing not to do it now. I'm choosing to be smelly and stinky because it's going to make me strong and help me win my comp. And that's important to me for reasons that I don't understand, but it's what I'm doing. And I'm sharing it with you now so that now you know. If you stink, you can say, hey, something's not right with my body. I'm going to figure it out. That's all. So at the moment, it's still eggs for breakfast, chicken for lunch. I'm trying to so I have toast with breakfast. I have a bag of rice or 2 servings of rice with lunch and a serving of rice, 2 servings of rice for dinner. 6 hot cross buns a day and some cereal. Snacks is I'm loving raw carrots, bananas, just because they're convenient. I don't love them. So fruit. I had a packet of blackberries today. I had a protein bar today. I don't know what's making my guts the way it is because I'm having too much different stuff than I normally do. But that's what I'm going through. The weights have been moving pretty well. The 2 sessions this week, I noticed my belt is a lot tighter around the guts. And, a lot tighter around the guts. And I was really hoping for a couple of strong sessions, but it didn't happen the last 2 days. Whereas last week, 2 really strong sessions. So I'm a bit bigger this week, so I was hoping it would move a bit better. So I've got high hopes for next week. So other things to mention, I'm more lethargic and I'm hungrier. Get this, I weigh more, probably up 4 kilos. I actually get hungry during the day now, whereas normally I still get hungry. I'm not saying I don't get hungry, but I get hunger pains now. It's not painful. I just get a hunger response now, whereas normally I just eat because it's mealtime and I don't think about food too much. So I find that really interesting that I weigh more. So wouldn't you think I've put on some fat? Wouldn't you think weighing more, you've got more here, you'd be less hungry? I'm finding the opposite is true. I don't find that surprising at all. That's what I find with people. The bigger people seem to have a bigger appetite. Shouldn't it be the opposite? Very odd. Lethargic could be due to a few things, but lately, 3 days in a row, 2:30, 3 p.m., I'm like eyes getting tired and also my mind just a bit like I wouldn't be able to do this. I always wake up at night, and I feel like doing this. But during the day, mainly this week, I felt lethargic. So food, to me, this is what I would decipher for me. Food does not equal energy as far as having food and feeling energized, if that makes sense. It doesn't equal spark. It doesn't equal enthusiasm. It doesn't equal I'm tired, I better have some food. Energy, to me, sleep is important. And my caffeine and my ups and downs and stuff throughout the day. But for me, it's how much I'm doing this type of stuff. So being creative, talking, playing guitar, writing songs, doing creative things for me helps me feel awake. So if I'm feeling tired, normally it means that I'm working too much or doing too much for others, doing not enough for myself. So that's why I'm making these videos, for other people's benefit, hopefully, but definitely also for mine. So there's some noticeable things. That's just with a few kilos. My body's pretty, I'm not going to say sensitive, but I'm pretty aware. I'm lucky that that I'm just aware of my body and the changes. I don't know how else to say that, but I'm pretty aware. Urinating the same amount, water is not up, salt isn't up anymore. That stuff's the same. So it's really just more hot cross buns and it's just slightly bigger meals. And that's helped me put on this amount of weight, 4 kilos. I feel pretty strong for it. I think next week's going to be a good one. I just wanted to mention those things. That's basically the basis of this video. I put up a thing for people to ask me questions. Someone asked, I knew I'd forget. I was going to lump a few of them in together. Oh, we got another question. Why have I been mentioned in that? Got a couple of questions that I can lump together to do with bloating. 2 people asked about bloating. How dirty do you bulk or clean? Fuck yeah, great question. So, like I just said, so I'm sticking with the same meal plan, the same basis. I like eggs for breakfast, chicken for lunch, red meat for dinner, because it's a nice variety. I like all those foods. I love eggs for breakfast, chicken for lunch, just because I can cook like 3 or 4 chicken breasts at the start of the week, take it to work. I eat it cold with rice, so to sit there out in the sun, eating it cold with some fruit. And then red meat for dinner. So I buy 2 porterhouse steaks normally a week, 1 T-bone steak. I buy 6 of these beef burgers. And then this week I bought some beef ribs as well. So I just like to mix it up. So if there's any benefit to red meat, I'm getting it. I just feel good. I like it. It works for me. I'm not really into fish. I like it, but not enough to go out of my way. But if ever offered fish or, hey, do you want fish this week? I'd definitely go along with it. It just doesn't happen. Weekends, Saturdays, I'm fasting, actually. So because we got the gym stuff early Saturday, the last 3 Saturdays I've actually just got up and gone to gym, and my first meal isn't till 1 p.m. sometimes. And then, Saturday night, a big meal. Normally I might go out, and then Sunday I just try my best as well. Sometimes it's a normal day of eating. Sometimes I might have a high calorie or a high fat meal, junk food stuff. Clean bulking. I've tried clean bulking a dozen times and I can't do it. Doesn't mean it's not possible, but clean foods fill me up, as in not just fill my stomach up, but I just feel satiated and I feel like I've had enough, and it will fill me up for a couple of hours. And that's just not what you want with bulking. The hot cross buns, I can have 2 of them and I feel satisfied. And then half an hour later, I can have my whole dinner. And then even if I'm full from dinner, 2 hot cross buns just slides down my freaking throat. So the good part about junk food is you can eat it easily and it doesn't fill you up for long. The opposite's true if you're trying to lose weight. I just wouldn't have too much of it. If you really want it, I'd definitely have it. I wouldn't say never eat junk food again, because the psychology of that seems to work against us, of saying I'm never going to do this. But I just haven't been able to make it work on a clean bulk. It fills me up too much, and I think it's abnormal to try and eat that much fruit and to eat that much chicken and stuff like that. Like, I just can't do it long term. I can't do it consistently. Doesn't mean it's not possible. I've tried it enough times. I'll probably try it again in my life, but I think if I could get my hand on some raw milk and raw cream and just force that down, or add that with meals, I think that would work. But for me, it's dirty bulks, but I've got that basis every day of my normal diet, and I'm just adding in some junk food on top of that. And that's enough to get to this weight. If I wanted to add 5 kilos from here, I think I'd have to try something else. I haven't been on smoothies yet. I haven't even added in, oats or cakes or pizzas every night. Orange juice. I haven't tried liquids. So I'm actually pretty happy that I'm able to put on this much weight without really trying too much. So I hope that answers that question. I dirty bulk, but with a clean base, if that makes sense. All right, a couple questions about bloating, feeling uncomfortable. Yeah, so that's right. I got these pictures up. This is me today, and I took this just for this presentation. This is me in a shirt. I wore a tight shirt today. It felt so good around my arms. I love when you put on weight. Like, I just love feeling powerful. It's like big. It's a great feeling. I love it. I love being in the gym in a shirt when I'm bulking. I love being naked normally. Boomy I did showing the gut. So yesterday and lately, the bloating is real, and the big belly. I do have the power belly, so I'm pushing out a little bit here. I'm pretty much just relaxed. I'm not pushing out as hard as I can, and that's obviously the next. So I can still tense my abs, tuck my pelvis under, and get that going. That's. I was having I was having a laugh for sure. I mean, how funny is that? The differences, the drastic differences. So I got asked. One person worded it this way: "How do you cope with bloat?" So, big topic. So what I will say is, how do I cope with it? Is in when it happens. So today, I was at the cafe. I had smashed 2 coffees. I had breakfast at the cafe today: 3 eggs, 2 bits of toast, some bacon, and hash browns. And I walked over to pay for my meal. I had my shirt on that looks like this around the arms, but then anyway, I just walked over and the girls were there, and I just pushed my guts out like this, and it looked not horrendous, but it looked like drastic, like those pictures, but worse. And they laughed, I laughed, they were like poking my belly, and it was like, "Oh, you're pregnant, when are you due?" And I was like, "Oh, it's International Women's Day, I just wanted to feel a part of the thing." So how do I cope? I find it funny. I find when I get bloated, I'm not confused by it because I'm trying to eat more. So how do I cope? To answer it, if that's what you mean, I just deal with it. Sometimes I do feel like I actually sit there and rub it. I've laid down a couple of times if it hurts. If you're talking about painful hurting, because it's just uncomfortable, so I just move on with my day. But sometimes breathing and just giving attention to that area. Honestly, I do that. I give it a bit of a rub and say, "I'm a bit weird like this," but I'll thank my body and I'll talk to my body and say stuff like that. I'll be like, "I know you don't like this. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know why I'm putting on weight to lift more weight. It's important to me. Thank you for doing what you're doing. It's me and you all the way, buddy. I don't find it weird, but I know that it is odd. It is strange. I'm a strange person. Shut up." So I'll thank my body and say, "You're doing a job. You got some bloat. Shit. Yeah, I'm treating you like garbage right now. Thanks so much for doing what you need to do to keep me alive and help me deadlift 300 is my stupid goal. Me and you, we got this." So that's how I deal with it. But I've got like good body image. Like I'm not I'm not scared to show that off, right? Because it looks funny to me, and I've got other issues in this life, but body image isn't one of them. It would be cool if I didn't have a belly like this. It would be cool if my arms and my hunch and everything went like this. But this is how it is, so fuck it. So that's how I deal with it. Now, as far as bloating, I'm not going to go into a bloating talk right now because there is so much to it. But when I eat how I normally do, I don't get bloated. Kind of lying. There were times where sometimes I feel like, honestly, so I remember I was having an apple or 2 a day, and I felt like I farted a couple of times. It felt a bit of bloating after an apple. And I stopped having apples and it went away, but I was having chocolate still sometimes at night. And I don't know how to tell you this, so I'm just going to say it. It was the apples, not the chocolate. I just know. So apples were doing it, sometimes bananas. So at the moment, so I just wanted to mention that. Like, I did very rarely when I get bloated, and it would never be too painful, but sometimes it would be from healthy foods. Bloating can be a lot to do with stress. I know that's a blanket term for lots of things, but I feel anxiety in the stomach. So a lot of stress, a lot of bloating can be very mental. It definitely can be mental. Digestion can be very mental. So there's a lot to it. So if anyone tells you stop eating this because of bloat, stop eating this, just take it as a suggestion, as something that's worked for them, but it might not be the same for you. I'd really want to try and get that across. I'm popular tonight. I'm never popular. Bloating on this food. So at the moment, like this morning, I was big belly. Bloating to me is when I can feel that it's not just that I ate heaps of food and it's a big belly and it's just the food that's in there. I can tell that what I ate compared to what's happening here, the maths doesn't add up and it's pushing against there and it does kind of feel uncomfortable. And that's happening quite constantly lately. Sometimes it's happening after healthy food. Sometimes it's actually, I feel it after having coffee or a banana. My theory is it's not that food. It's not the coffee that's doing it. It's that I haven't properly digested something from last night or yesterday or something before, and there's just too much going on. We've got a lot to do with the acidity of your stomach. I'm not sure which parts, but there's all different acid profiles that you want in your stomach, the lower intestine compared to the stomach. And if something's out, to bring it back into balance, your body will do certain things. So bloating is never bad. I shouldn't say that. Bloating is a response to something, and it's a great way for you to say something's up. Something's up. Stop. If you can definitely find a food that every time it happens, just try stop having that food, even if you deem that a healthy food. It might be that food is having a response to something else within you, and that food's not actually bad for you. There's so much to it. More than I understand. I'm not pretending to know everything about bloating, but I'm experiencing a lot of it right now. It is short term for me. The other thing I wanted to mention, when I was saying before that you shouldn't bulk from a heavy place, I don't think you should do this from an unhealthy place. I don't think someone should bulk, and like my body, I can laugh with it. I can laugh with myself for how I'm treating it right now, which isn't too bad. Probably eating better than 90% of the nation. But I can honestly say that if I was in an unhealthy spot, I wouldn't be doing this. You need to treat your body right. I was in a healthy spot right now. I'm still sleeping well. My mood's still fine. I'm just a bit lethargic during the day. So I have no problems eating this food and treating my body like this because I know it's capable. I've got an exit plan. So after this, I'll go back to what I was doing. This is short term. No skin things. I'm getting no sign. As soon as I get signs that this is too much, I'll change what I'm doing. Okay. And I know what to do. I know what to look out for. So it all comes down to body awareness for me. So if you're training and tracking your food or aware of your food, I'd be excited about it, man. Like, it's so exciting. The thought that I might be able to teach people what I know now after trying so many different types of things and helping others, it's pretty exciting. So I'd urge others to be excited about finding what foods work for you. Like, food is one of the best things in this world, and I can have whatever I want whenever I want. Truly blessed. And you can get there too. You can end up having this relationship with food. You can get there. It is possible. Anyway, the other questions were, uncomfortable. So it all came down to me for this person was talking about guys also being uncomfortable with body image stuff. So it kind of touched on that. I have pretty good body image. But if I was up 10 kilos, I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel. Like, I'm not attached to my abs because I've always had them. I've never chased abs. So I don't have really much attachment to... I have attachment to other things in this life, such as maybe success. That's why I always get trophies maybe, or always want to be proving myself. So I have other things. I'm not saying I'm immune to everything, but body image isn't one that really hits me too much. So that's my story. 22 minutes. Sorry, guys. That's my story about me putting on a little bit of weight. I'm going to go eat my cold burgers with barbecue sauce and salt. I'm going to keep getting heavier. I'm going to keep getting stronger. I'm going to deadlift 300, and then we'll drop the weight, which I'm looking forward to. Another fun part. All right, guys. Chat to you soon. Thanks for the questions. See ya.